everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to start a series of videos that I'm going to do all about how to use your overlocker or a serger. I think the Americans call it a serger. Yeah, so basically I have got my Janome overlocker behind me and I thought it'd be really good to do a series of videos on how to use one because I have had a couple of viewers asking me for this video. And today I thought that I'd just show you how to thread one up. Everyone seems to be scared with threading up an overlocker, but really once you've done it a few times it's not that hard. It just seems very, very complicated at the time. And if you're quite new to sewing it can look quite overwhelming. So that's what we're going to do today, and then in the future I'll do different videos on how to change the settings and what you can do with it. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so just a couple of things before we start. You will notice that I've got more than one spool of thread on the back. Now, these are called overlocking bobbins and basically, or overlocking spools, and it's like a cheaper version of the normal like polyester mix Gutermann threads or really good quality threads that you get. You can also get things called moon threads that are the same, but I get giant 5,000 meter rolls of overlocking thread or serger threads, and you'll need 4 to go on the back of your overlocker. Okay, so you'll notice with your 4 threads there is a thread hanger over the top. Now on my Janome model, these thread hangers are colour coded so that I don't mix them up. In fact, my whole machine is colour coded. Now yours might not have this, but basically you just hang it on the nearest hook directly above your spools. Now one thing to start with when you're threading up your machine is you always start from right to left. So you thread up your first thread, then your second, then your third, then your fourth. So your outside thread should be your lower looper. Then you'll have your upper looper, then your right needle and your left needle, because there are 2 needles that give a straight edge on your machine. So on my machine, once I've taken my thread collector off, I can undo this door, and then you'll see there's a diagram here of how to thread up my machine. Now this is very, very useful on my Janome model, but if you don't have this, then there should be a diagram in your manual when you get your machine of exactly how to thread it up. Now every machine is slightly different, but they're all along the same line. So if I just explain to you how my machine threads up, then hopefully it'll make more sense when you come to yours. So to start with, we need to go from right to left. So we're going to do our lower looper first. Now on my machine, this is color coded to green. So I just grab my thread from the spool, hook it over the green hook. Now the first thing to do is to pop it through the 2 holes. Now you do like a loop-de-loop at the back that keeps your thread still. And you just take it down like you usually would on a normal sewing machine and through the first little hook. Now on my diagram I just go through this hook for the green one, so I basically follow all the green codes through there, through that little hole there. Now I do always have a pair of tweezers nearby, and this is really, really useful when you're threading up an overlocker. Now on my machine there's a little arrow on this hole here which tells me to push it in, and then you'll see this green bit pops out here, so I need to hook it around there, and then there's another hook here, bear with me, and finally in this hole here. So I just hook my thread out of the way underneath the blade, lift my foot up, and out the back. So once we've done that one, we can now do our upper looper. So same again, take it from the spool that's colour coded red on mine, loop de loop through the back holes here, all the way down, first hook, second hook, third, Now on this one, according to my diagram, we need to go behind this little hook here and then through this hole. Now, as you can probably tell, this is a bit slower than threading up a normal machine because you have 4 threads to do. But I promise you, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And also, if you get 5,000 meters of thread, then you shouldn't have to change it too often. So next is the right needle. So mine's color coded blue, so I do loop de loop as usual, down through the tension dial, through the first hook, underneath, over the top, and then I just need to stay right, and then it goes through the right needle. Put it through. Now, on most overlockers, I'm pretty sure, your needles are at different heights, so your right needle will actually be slightly lower than your left needle. Right, so now we just need to do the left needle, so loop de loop through the top, through the tension dial again, underneath, over, through the little hook, through both of them through that hook, and then through the left needle. Right, so we can close it up now. Now, I normally leave, after I threaded up my machine, I normally leave my foot on my overlocker down because you can easily just lift up the front and place your fabric underneath. So I'm just going to put my little bucket back on, turn it on, and it's important to always check that it's threaded up correctly, and you'll know pretty soon whether it is or not. So now that I've got my 4 threads in my hand here, I can just press on the pedal and you'll see how it's created a chain of thread, and that's what we want. So it's very, very important to always leave a train out of your overlock already, because when you finish off your threads, or the start and the finish, you can't do like a back stitch or anything, so you need to tie off or sew back in the end. So it's always good to leave a train, nice long train that you can easily knot or thread back through. So that is how I thread up my overlocker, and hopefully I've made it look slightly more simple. Well, I probably didn't at all, but it's not as scary as it may seem, I promise. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please comment below if you have any questions about this video, and I'll try my best to answer them. I'm no expert, this is just how I've learned to do it and how I sew with my overlocker every single day. So if you do have any questions or a particular video that you'd like me to do, then please comment below, and I'll see you next week. Happy handmade!